Hey guys, I'm here with my retard buddy right here.
Dab on the losers.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about a movie we actually really ended up liking quite a bit. Because instead of going to see Ma in theaters, you know, that Blumhouse horror movie starring teenagers, the one that you should immediately know is bad. No, here's a suggestion for a horror movie that's actually pretty fucking good.
Come on, man. You gotta give Ma a chance. Nah. We watched Lake Mungo.
Yeah, Lake Mungo is actually really fucking good. It was directed by Joel Anderson, it said?
I believe so.
Yeah, Joel Anderson. And this is a horror movie that's very much in the vein of something like, not even anything like a Paranormal Activity, where that's just straight footage.
Yeah.
Edited together and uploaded as though it's literally found footage, you know, people just stumble on these tapes and put them together. Now, this is more of like a mockumentary, like a documentary type style, where you have interviews and you have stock footage, and it's really trying to play this off as though this is an actual event that fucking happened.
Yeah, and it plays it really, really well.
Yeah. In fact, I'm convinced if you talk someone into seeing this movie completely blind, don't let them see anything about it being fake, they'll be convinced this is real right up until it's not. Because there are some points where it's kind of clear this is a movie. Yeah. But I personally ended up really liking it. My buddy here, he's the one that talked me into seeing it. He's a big fan of it.
Yeah, I'd seen it before, but it's been a while. Probably about around the time it was added to Amazon. That's probably about the last time I saw it. So I'd forgotten most of it, but going back through it, it was just as great as the first time watching it.
Oh yeah, it's really good. Because one thing that I personally really liked with this movie. We may as well describe a little bit of the synopsis going on. I don't want to say anything too much because there's a lot of spoilers that can be pretty significant the first time you see it.
Yeah.
But essentially the basic rundown in the movie is there's this girl by the name of Alison Palmer in Australia who sadly goes missing from her family when they go to vacation at the lake and is later found dead. So the whole point of the documentary is just showing how this family's trying to cope with it and eventually explores some phenomenon that starts happening around their house. And it's really, really, really good at emphasizing that this was a very solid family. I mean, there wasn't any kind of bullshit to it where the dad's a drunk and he's super mean, or, you know, mom's super depressed or anything like that. No, this really feels like actual people playing just themselves for a documentary.
Yeah. All the actors and everything in it are absolutely fantastic. Specifically the dad. Everything he says sounds like it's completely and totally real. Yeah,
the actor who plays the dad is really good because there are multiple moments where you can tell that this actor just knows how to tap into that barely restrained, keeping himself together with fucking duct tape and string mentality of just going through a trauma. This guy really did a good job at feeling as though he was recalling memories he didn't like to think about, or something really bad that happened to him. And the rest of the family's really good too.
Yeah.
The mom is really good. I liked her a lot.
She always seems like even less like on hinge.
Yeah.
Like she's getting ready to lose it at any moment. And I really like the brother, how he just kind of seems like he's just kind of coping with it.
Yeah, the brother is just taking it one step at a time. He's just like, it happened, we gotta do it, we gotta move on.
He's still firmly in the it doesn't feel real, but it is type of category.
Yeah, you know, something like, you know, you would expect a teenager going through a significant trauma like this would actually go through. And all in all, pretty much every performance was played, like I said, 100% real. This really feels as though it's people simply talking about something that happened. It really can sell you that this is something that could possibly happen with just how well it's put together and authenticated and all that. And one thing I also really liked is just there is such an insane level of subtlety to this movie where if you're really, really not paying attention, you can miss a lot of details that can really freak you out if you're keeping an eye on them.
Yeah. There's a couple moments in the movie where it's not like edited after the fact. You know, everything that's going to be in the movie is there whenever it's shown, and it's not until towards the end of the movie that it goes back and it shows you certain things.
Yeah.
And it is really subtle. up until the point where, of course, it completely and totally points it out to you.
Yeah.
But I really like that because it's really cool to sit there and be like, oh, well, here's this thing, but it's not focusing on it yet, so you're not sure if it's actually going to come into play at all.
Yeah, yeah. Because I totally missed like the very beginning. You actually pointed out to me because this is my first time watching, and this is like your.
This is just my second time watching it. Yeah.
But yeah, you straight up had to tap me on the shoulder and say, yeah, you missed like 2 things already.
Yeah, I was like, you've missed 2 things already. There's one point in there where he was looking down a hallway in a section of it, and I just kind of I was like, look over to the side because I can't let you miss this one. It's so obvious.
Yeah, and I kept thinking I found it. It's like, yeah, no, I see it. I see like a figure, and he was basically going, no, that's not it.
That's not the figure.
That's not it. And it really is just kind of a haunting movie. No pun intended, because it revolves around ghosts and paranormal shit. But it's just the fact that the entire tone is just so very cold and empty. It really is pretty disturbing if you watch it like under the right conditions. And really, it's pretty short. In all honesty, it's only about like
what was that, like maybe an hour and a half? Not even an hour and a half. I don't feel.
I think a little under an hour and a half. Yeah. So it's one of those where it feels very dense. Everything's put together, and it feels like it has a story it's trying to tell, and it wants to get there in one way or the other. So really, for an hour and a half, I say it's a really good experience. And just with everything, how it turns out, and how it manages to explore this subject that you've seen a billion times already. Literally a billion times. It's a haunting movie. But it does it in such a unique way, in such a different way, that it's really good to watch. It's a perfect Halloween movie. Not really something you watch with a party, though. Like this has to be, you have a friend that's into movies, and you're in, like, both of you guys are into movies, and you sit down and want to watch it, and you understand that there are some parts where you stay quiet and you just look at the screen. You don't try to crack jokes or try to dab in the middle of it. No. There are just some parts where you play along with it and you try to actually invest yourself in it.
And that's really the best way to watch it. You can watch it by yourself and everything, but honestly, I think I had more fun on the second viewing of it because I already, like I said, I'd kind of forgotten a lot of it, but as I was watching, I was remembering it as stuff was happening, and I was like, I kind of want to show you things.
Yeah.
And different stuff like that. But it's definitely a great movie. Probably, I'd say it's probably one of my favorite, like, quote unquote horror movies, because there's nothing outright horrifying about it. It doesn't try to be super horrifying or anything. It's just the effect the movie has and leaves on you that really kind of feels like it is a horror movie. Yeah,
and that's something I really appreciate too, where a lot of time with ghost horror movies, you end up having a lot of the same scares just over and over again. It's
like the entire Paranormal series.
Yeah, where it's freaky looking girl or creepy ghost child or dude getting thrown around or stuff flying off the shelves. This really avoids pretty much 99% of that. I mean, it has like one major scare that you might see in other horror movies, but the way it's built up and played off just makes it like it doesn't fucking matter if you've seen it before. It's just that good.
Yeah.
And that's the actual, I guess you could say, Lake Mungo scare at the end.
Yeah, like right before the movie ends. And it doesn't end with like a normal horror movie ending, I guess you could say.
Yeah, or you get the jump scare in the end credits. And
yeah, it doesn't end with like a somber note or anything like that. Well, I guess it's a little bit somber, but honestly ends on a really hopeful note.
Yeah, it's a lot more bittersweet.
Yeah.
I think that's a better term for it, where a lot of time, something like this, they build up the ghost as like, ooh, this vengeful, angry-filled spirit that's going to torture you for eternity. This actually doesn't do that at all.
Yeah.
No, it's just more of like, the spirit just wants, the family to understand why things happened the way they did, and that it doesn't blame anyone for anything, and just kind of wanted them to discover more about Alice, kind of figure out the things that she was really keeping to herself and regretting. So it really does, like I say, play this off as a lot more real, where instead of some Hollywood bullshit where the ghost wants to kill people or anything like that, no, it's a complicated story about people. Yeah. And the tone is very, grim and dreadful, but it's because it's a fucking grim situation.
Yeah. It's as much a family drama as it is an actual ghost movie.
Yeah. And I think that's really the best way to walk into it. You're walking into a very depressing documentary. You're not walking into Insidious or Exorcist or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I personally really liked it. My friend here
I absolutely loved it. Yeah.
personally really liked it. It's definitely a better horror movie to watch than most other shit you're gonna see in theaters now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can watch Ma.
I guess you can watch Ma, which to be fair, I haven't seen Ma yet, so it could be good, but
It's Octavia Spencer murdering her career on camera for basically no other reason other than she wanted to.
That's the way to go out. Just murder your career in front of your friends.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, contractual obligation. Best way to commit career suicide.
Oh god. Be in a Blumhouse movie.
Yeah. All right. So you'll see you next time, guys.
See ya.